thoughts on him tonight? I mean, obviously his last outing was pretty good. He followed up on that pretty good tonight.
Yeah, super competitive. Again, he's really settled into maintaining his composure throughout every outing. You know, when things are going right through the course of that bat or an inning, he's able to kind of just settle in and compete in the zone, and that's what he did again tonight. Challenge hitters when he needed to. You know, not trying to be too fine, and again, looked really, really good tonight.
Where do you think? I mean, you think he's settling in for him? Is there any specific area for him that you've seen growth from him throughout the year?
Yeah, I mean, everything's been sharper, right? His off-speed pitches have been cleaner. He's been able to throw those for strikes in disadvantaged counts. You know, at the end of the day, I think it's really about just maintaining composure, being able to relax out there and recognize that no matter what the count is, he has the ability to get back into the fight. No matter what transpires throughout the course of an at-bat, he's able to hit the reset button for the next at-bat, and that's what something that, you know, you've seen the composure that he has now versus, you know, maybe 3, 4, 5 months ago. Just he's a professional pitcher now, and not that he wasn't 4 or 5 months ago, but he looks, acts like it, walks like it, talks like it. You know it when you see it, and you see it when you touch the letter.
I know you guys are focused on the long-term growth and working on things day to day. You know, like you said, 1 o'clock, reinforce it. If things go well at 7, reinforce it so what you're doing right at 1 o'clock. But how important is that for you guys to maybe be close in games and playing competitive games this late? And you've got a very young position player side, you know, and you've got the pitching staff has kind of kept you guys in games all year. Maybe when your position players were kind of growing and learning about things. But how important is it to make sure, you know, games are close and you guys are competitive? And how much is the pitching staff been a big part of that?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much more to add, right? I think you're spot on. I think our younger players we've made some mistakes early in the season. We talk a lot about that early in the year, that April and May, at least playing for me and playing here in Lake County when it's cold out, I have a lot of early work. They're not used to that. There's a lot on their plate between the hours of 1 and 4, 1 and 5, whatever that is, the full day for them, and then they have to go out and compete. And until they get used to that and recognize what that looks like at 7 o'clock and, you know, how to put forth the effort in those early hours and use the 7 o'clock time frame as a barometer for how that development went. Until they recognize that, you're going to have falter and fail along the way. And, you know, our position players certainly, you know, a little bit more behind our pitchers, right? Our pitchers are just coming from Arizona, they're ready to roll. They get out here and, you know, and they shove it right out of the gate, even though the weather is not cooperative early in the year for behind their dugout. But yeah, I think you're spot on. They've kept us in games all year long. Our position players are now starting to kind of settle into their routines and recognize what that looks like for a full day as a professional athlete, especially here in Lake County.
Playoff race. Do you think I mean, obviously, I think, you know, the effort is every night is unbelievable from what I've seen from the teams. But do you think that even helps even more, knowing that they're in a race?
Yeah, I mean, if you're 20 games under 500 versus 20 games over 500, it's just a different feeling, right? Coming to the out every day, knowing that scoreboard's tilted in the opponent's favor more often than not. It's tough. It's hard. It's hard to do. I mean, I did it in college as a football player. That was tough. Every Saturday, get your ass kicked. It's not fun. The advantage you have in baseball is that you play so many games, you're able to get back on the horse as quick as possible and right the ship. And, it is a game of failure, as you've heard many times over. So, to be able to capitalize when opportunities present themselves to tilt the scoreboard in your favor is certainly advantageous. And our guys do a really good job of it. It's fun coming to the yard every day when you know you got a chance to win every night. But you don't have a chance to win every night if you're not putting forth the work at 1 o'clock. That's the reminder every day. And you don't have a chance to win if you don't do the little things right. And there's plenty to work on. You see any game tonight, we can sit here and talk for 20 more minutes about all the things we need to clean up from a defensive standpoint, from base running, offensively, pitching. Like there's plenty of meat left on the bone for these guys, and that's something to remind them as well, is that their job's not done yet. If you weren't played 20 miles down the road at Progressive, still got a lot of work to do.